Social Security provides benefits to people whenever their spouse passes away. But how these survivor benefits work and when they become available can be confusing. Hi, my name is Will Goodson. I'm a financial advisor with Financial Synergies. In today's video, we're going to talk about the 5 key components that you need to know about survivor benefits, along with a specific scenario where certain individuals may be able to enhance those benefits even further. So let's dive in. The first thing to know about survivor benefits is Social Security does pay a lump sum death benefit to surviving spouses. It's only $255, which isn't very much, but it is a benefit available to you, so you want to make sure you take advantage of that. Number 2, as a survivor, you're entitled to receive 100% of your late spouse's benefit amount. In order to get the full 100%, you have to file at your full retirement age or later. For most people, full retirement age is 66 or 67. So if you're at least at that point or beyond, you can get their full benefit amount. Now, if you've been receiving, say, a smaller benefit based on your own working record or a spousal benefit, then that higher survivor benefit will take its place. You don't get to keep both of those benefits. They're always going to pay you the single highest benefit available to you at that time. The third thing is that unlike retirement benefits and spousal benefits where you can take as early as 62, Social Security actually will allow you to take your survivor benefit as early as age 60. So they give you an additional 2-year window to file for those benefits. Now, anytime you take a benefit early with Social Security, it's going to be permanently reduced. In this case, if you took survivor benefits at 60, you're probably looking at getting a little over 70% of that benefit amount. Another important thing that you have to be aware of is that if you take benefits early and you still work, then you may be subject to the Social Security earnings test. And that basically says that if your income is above a certain threshold, then Social Security may withhold some of those benefits until you hit your full retirement age in the future. The fourth thing to know is that in order to get survivor benefits, you have to have been married for at least 9 months. As long as the marriage has been at least 9 months, then you're going to be eligible to receive benefits as a survivor. And then the fifth part is if you were previously married and now divorced and your ex-spouse passes away, you still may be eligible to get survivor benefits based on their working record. The main criteria is that the marriage had to have lasted at least 10 years. It doesn't really matter how long ago you got divorced, but as long as the marriage was at least 10 years long, then you should be eligible to receive a benefit as a survivor. Now, I mentioned earlier there's a specific scenario where certain individuals may be able to enhance these survivor benefits even further. And this is what's known as dual entitlement. And it applies to any survivor who worked and has their own Social Security benefit and is now also available for a survivor benefit based off of their late spouse's working record. And what dual entitlement allows an individual to do is to file for one of those benefits early at a reduced amount and then later switch to a higher benefit without a penalty. So Social Security won't reduce that second benefit that they switch to later. And again, this is only available to survivors who are in their 60s. The reason for that is because, one, Social Security survivor benefits can start as early as age 60. And then with your own retirement benefit, that can be maxed out up until age 70. So once you reach your full retirement age, you can delay your own benefit and it will increase 8% every single year up until age 70. So for dual entitlement, if you're between 60 and 70, you potentially can use one benefit early and switch to another benefit later. And there's kind of 2 ways that this can play out. So let's take a look at each example. So this first example, we have Sally. She's 60 years old and her full retirement age is 67. She and her husband both worked and they're projected to have benefits equal to $2,500 at their full retirement age. Unfortunately, her husband passes away. So Sally speaks to an astute financial planner and comes up with a really great filing strategy. She decides to take her survivor benefit early at age 60. Again, it's a reduced amount. So in this case, she's going to get a little under $1,800 a month compared to what her husband was going to receive, that $2,500. Again, that amount is reduced. But she gets to collect that every month from age 60 all the way until age 70. Because at that point, her own benefit, she has now passed her full retirement age of 67 and gotten 3 years of that 8% increase, which is a 24% increase overall. So then at age 70, she's now switching to her maxed out retirement benefit and will then receive about $3,100 every month for the rest of her life. And the reason why she did it this way is that her benefit and her late husband's benefit were so close together. And by waiting past age 70 for her own benefit, that actually allowed it to increase and become higher in the future, which means taking the survivor benefit early and switching to her own benefit later makes a lot more financial sense. Now, in this second scenario, we've got Sandy. She's also 60 years old, and her full retirement age is 67. Both she and her husband worked and have their own benefits. Hers is equal to about $1,500 a month, whereas her husband would receive $2,500. Unfortunately, he also passes away. And Sandy's strategy is going to look a little bit different because her benefit is less than his. And if she waited until age 70 to have her own benefit and get those increases, it would still be less than what her late husband's benefit is equal to. So in her case, she is going to file for her own retirement benefit early at 62 and collect a little over $1,100 per month. And she'll collect that for 5 years. Once she turns 67, she'll contact Social Security and tell them that she's ready to now switch over to her higher survivor benefit. And at that point in time, she'll start receiving that $2,500 every month for the rest of her life. So again, in this scenario, whenever there is a larger gap between the two benefits, and the survivor's own retirement benefit will not get above the survivor benefit even with those by delaying and waiting until age 70, then it can make sense to file early at 62 for their own benefit and then later switch to survivor benefits at full retirement age. Social Security is such an important part to nearly everybody's retirement plan. So that's why it's really important to understand how these survivor benefits work and when they're available to you. I hope you found this information helpful. If so, feel free to check out these other videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.